What's going on, guys? Yeah, I know there's a launch going off in about 9 minutes. Let me check that out right here. 6 minutes, 55 seconds. So if you're going to go out there and watch it, yeah, you still got a couple of minutes here to hang with me. But I appreciate you being here. I truly do. Let's see who we got in the house. I know we ain't got a lot right now. Holidays going on, all that. First one in was Tammy Joe. Appreciate it, girl. All right. I saw those preps you did this week. Looks like you're getting ready, and that's a good thing. Michelle J's with us from Tennessee. There we go. Who else we got in here? Greg Harriman wants to say good evening to everybody. Buzz Runner, yeah, he's going to go out there and catch that launch. I know he is. He's already said he was going to. And I don't blame you.
I'm going too.
Yeah, Lady Prepper's going to step out there too when it gets close. Lynn Stalker's with us. That's my girl right there. Who we got here? This is a new one. JTW2T3. Yep. You're obviously looking forward to that launch as well. So hopefully it'll go off tonight and y'all get to see it. Metal Textiles in the house. Is that about it? I know we don't have a lot. Wanda's here. All right.
Rebecca's here.
Appreciate it, girl. Rebecca's back in the house. There she is.
Eddie Slayton just popped in.
Getting cold up your way, I think. I know you guys got a little rain, maybe a little bit of snow, but
J1 says, call me J1.
J1 it is. Patty's with us. There we go. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you being here. We're just going to have a little fun tonight. Well, we're going to do some predictions, and that's about it. Actually, I'm into the football this week. It's college football bowl season. Got it on TV right up there on my big screen here in the man cave. Me and Lady Prepper do a little thing where we bet on every game. We print out the bowl schedule and we pick a winner in each game. And it's $1 per game.
I'm not having a good season.
And right now I'm ahead, but it looks like she's going to close it up. I mean, yesterday I won every game they played. And today she's won every one so far. So
as it should be.
Maybe it'll even out here a little bit at the end of the night. Of course, I'm hoping not. I'd like to catch a couple of wins today and get back even, but we'll see what happens. Also, want to give a shout out to somebody. Don't look like they're here, but I'm going to do it anyway. Philip Dixon, today's his birthday. So hopefully he'll catch us on a replay and see that we gave him a shout out. That's my little brother. I love that boy. I truly do. So bless his heart. He got born so close to Christmas. He really never had a lot going on his birthday. We were poor. I grew up poor. So there wasn't a lot we could do for him on his birthday 3 days after Christmas.
Oh, that's just wrong.
But happy birthday anyway, little brother.
Craig's here.
Yeah, I see. My man Craig, all right. He's in North Carolina tonight. You keep going back up there to that bug out spot, getting it ready. I know you are. I don't blame you because I'm going to tell you what, man. What I see coming next year ain't pretty at all. So hopefully you won't have to use that place. You'll just be able to keep going because you like it. But it's going to get bad next year, guys. Who we got here? Jessica Pinero. Is that how you pronounce your name? Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. Glenn Anderson from the great state of Texas is with us. There we go. Yeah, all right. See, Linda Farrow told Philip happy birthday.
Yeah.
He ain't even here.
We'll tell him.
But I appreciate it. I'm sure he'll catch us on a replay. He usually does, that's for sure. Pauline Parker just popped in. She don't get to visit us much because of her work schedule, but there she is. All right. So let's have a little fun tonight. Lady Prepper says hello to Pauline. There we go. Let's have a little fun tonight and talk about what might be coming up. We know what happened in the past year. There ain't no need in reviewing that. We all know it all went to hell. And it's even going to get worse next year because it's an election year. So let me just get right into it so I can get this done and I can get back to my football. How's that? But before I do, hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate. You know, I'm a Christian, so I celebrate Christmas. But I hope you all had a great holiday. And we got one more coming up. We get that behind us, everything will be great. This is for you guys. Thank you for being here. And we got that New Year's coming up. And you know how everybody talks about, oh, new year, new me, all of that. No, not me. I'm going to be the same old redneck asshole on January 1st that I was on December 31st.
Glenn Anderson had a birthday last week.
So Glenn Anderson had a birthday last week.
Yeah, turned 72 years old.
All right. Happy birthday, buddy. Go Vols. You guys are playing the Iowa Hawkeyes in the Citrus Bowl right here
in town.
Right here in Orlando. So you shouldn't have any problem with that. Iowa can't score. It's that simple. They can't score.
Tennessee doesn't have their quarterback.
I always said Iowa couldn't score at, you know, in a bordello with a fist full of $100 bills. So
He meant it 1 minute.
They shouldn't have any problem with that. What we got here? 48 seconds till the launch, guys. If you're going to step outside and watch that, if you're here in Florida, looks like it might be going up this time. So they've been putting that thing off for I think a week now or over a week. But what's that? My husband says, "Me too, brother," just as radically. Yeah, there we go. But you know what we got to look forward to. I'm gonna wait till that rocket goes up before I get too serious here, because I know there's a lot of you locally here that watch this, and you're going to step outside. So we got 8 seconds before they pull the trigger. Lady Prepper's stepping out. Even she bailed on me. So if you do, I understand. It is a sight to behold. And there it goes. They lit that puppy up. I wish I could put it on here for you to see, but if I do, I'll get a copyright violation, and I can't do that. So looks like it went off just fine. But all right. Give you a couple of more minutes to watch that spectacle. We're going to get into some good stuff here. Like I said, we know what happened this year. But what we got to worry about is what's coming up. 2024 is going to be a mess. I promise you. Because it's an election year. They're going to be pushing liberals are going to be pushing their agenda harder than they would from any other year. They have to. And it's going to get bad in the summer, but we all know that. So just get ready for it. But the first thing I'm looking at here is what's going on with the ballots across the country. They are trying every way in the world to get Donald Trump off the ballot. So to counter that, Republicans in a lot of red states are pushing to get Joe Biden off the ballot in those states. Now, here's the thing about those elections. A lot of people don't understand. We do not have a national election. Here in the United States, we have 50 different state elections. And who's on the ballot in those states is up to the state election commission and the state legislatures in each individual state. So if they don't want to put somebody on that ballot, they can legally do that. I know that it's going to cause a problem. The Supreme Court's going to rule on the situation in Colorado for Donald Trump, and they only have one way they can rule. If they say, okay, what happened in Colorado is legal, we're not going to step into that, or we're going to uphold that, then we're going to have a problem, folks. We really are. Because then we're going to go from state to state. It's picking off candidates, the leading candidates. You guys know who I'm talking about. They're going to pick off Donald Trump. They're going to pick off Joe Biden. And, the way the Constitution's written right now, they can do that.
Okay, that was cool.
So I'm waiting to see what's going on in Colorado with the Supreme Court. And hopefully it will turn out okay, because that was pretty cool.
It was cool.
I thought it was. I
Yeah,
wish
you
I
could hear it.
wish I could seen it myself. But Schwackhammer is with us. All right, buddy. Nick L's in the house. Hadn't seen you in a while, Nick. There you go. FJB. Ah, Foxtrot Juliet Bravo, folks. Remember that.
Here, I don't know if you can hold it up to your camera.
Schwackhammer's with us.
No.
Appreciate you guys being here, but let me get back into it. The way the Constitution's written, we do not have a national election. We have state to state to state elections. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Supreme Court drops on this thing in Colorado. I know officials in Colorado have already said they're going to put Donald Trump on the ballot no matter what their Supreme Court said. So I think they see which way the wind's blowing on that thing, and they're trying to head off a little trouble. SSH0111, thank you for being here. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah. There you go, right there. All right. But I don't think the clear-cut Democratic nominee has shown his face yet. Here's my first prediction for 2024. Joe Biden will not be the Democratic nominee after the Democratic convention. Even if he's on the ballot and he wins several states, I don't see him getting enough, what do you call them? Delegates. I don't see him getting enough delegates to carry that nomination. But even if he does, I think during the convention, you're going to see somebody step up. They're going to stir the pot, and they're going to do all they can to get rid of Joe Biden. And I actually think that's what's going to happen. I think Gavin Newsom is the man. What we got right here? There we go. Going to be Newsom. I do too. I believe that too. I think he is going to be the man. But we never know. They might push Michelle up there. Big Mike might be able to draw enough votes to, in the convention to sway it his way, her way. But we'll just have to wait and see. They're going to do something. And Hillary's going to jump in there. She's going to stir that pot. Hillary's great for stirring that pot. We all know that. There's a touchdown right there. Yep, North Carolina State just scored.
Yes.
And that pisses me off. But
The Lady Prepper's happy.
let's get back on topic. During that convention, it's going to be good TV. It really is. I don't think Joe, like I said, I don't think Joe can carry it enough to get enough delegates to win that nomination, but he might. So, number one prediction, even if he gets enough delegates, he will not be the nominee. There it is. I just don't think he can do it. But to make sure that the Democrats have a chance, not only, they've been trying to stir up that COVID pot again. We saw that. Everybody's seen that, and it just ain't working. So they're just trying to keep us divided. Another thing they're going to do is what they're doing with this mess right here, this reparations crap. We all know what that is. That's just another way for them to keep us separated. And we know they're trying to push that in California. Now it looks like the mayor of Chicago is calling for it. We know New York is looking into it. But all that is a way to keep us separated. That's it. Because if Americans are united, that scares the hell out of the people in power. We know that. But you have these states that were never slave states, California, New York, Illinois, and they're pushing reparations for people that were never slaves that have to be paid for by people that never owned slaves. And it don't take a genius to figure out they're doing that for one reason. That's to keep people pissed off and separated and keeping us from uniting. And that's where the problem's going to come in the summer. The Democrats are going to have their, I shouldn't say Democrats, the liberals, I'll say, will have their operatives out in the summer in the lower lower economic neighborhoods. Let me put it that way. passing out $100 bills for them to go to, downtown and riot and start looting and burning buildings and, assaulting police officers or whatever. That will happen. Number two. That's my number two. There will be riots in the summer. They have to do that to keep us divided going into the election. It must be done. They can't let us be united. And it looks like right now, a lot of minority groups, all of them, Hispanics, blacks, Asians, whatever, they're all splitting off from the Democratic Party, and they're starting to look more interested in the conservative values of candidates and the other party. And the Democrats can't have that. It's that simple. They cannot let that keep going on. If they do, they're absolutely not going to get enough votes. But also what's going to happen next year is just like what happened in 2020. You're going to see 40 or 50 million phantom votes that show up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And that will determine the outcome of the election next year. That simple. It'll be just like it was in 2020. It worked then. They're going to do it again, and it will work again. The only way they're ever going to get that election process right is to go back to paper ballots, hand counting, and checking voter registrations. That's it. They'll never get it right ever again. It will never be fair until they do those things. It's that simple. And even when they do that, even if they do that, which I hope they do, they're going to have a representative from each candidate and each precinct watching those votes be counted. Now, the argument on the left is, well, nobody can count all of those ballots nationwide in one night and tell you who won an election. That's not the way it works. That's absolutely not the way it works. Each voting precinct in the country, and there are thousands of them, they get a vote from each one of those, and they report that to the state. And then the state certifies that and turns that over as they're voting for that election, which can easily be done. If you have 5,000 ballots and one voting precinct, it can very easily be counted properly in a couple of hours, but they can't let that happen. They cannot let that happen, or things ain't going to turn out the way they want it to. I watch these stupid ass talent shows on TV. I don't watch them. I hear about them, where people call in and vote, and there's millions of votes, and they tally it during a commercial break.
American Idol.
Yeah, American Idol, but they can't tally the votes electronically in an election. That right there tells you something ain't right, guys. It's that simple. That's why we have to go back to the old way of doing it before we'll ever get it right.
Glenn Anderson said that he heard today that Soros was behind taking Trump off the ballot.
Oh, I'm sure Soros is behind it.
Yeah.
But that he's an old Nazi. His family got rich because he's Jewish, and his ancestors were working with the Nazis during World War II, and they made a fortune that way, and that's where he got his money. His family were traitors, and it looks like it just flowed downstream. He's a traitor too. It's that simple. Right there wasn't my monetization, but I don't give a damn because they're trying not to pay me anyway for these videos. But, a lot of people don't know that about Soros. There was a thing floating around, a few years ago on social media that he was a Nazi. No, he's not a Nazi. No, and his ancestors weren't Nazis. They were Nazi sympathizers, and that's how they made their money. They took the gold out of dead people's teeth. They took their jewelry from Jews that were in concentration camps. That's how his family got their money. They might turn this video off.
Yeah.
I probably need to go on. To something else.
What's your next prediction?
Because the last thing they want on this platform is facts. And those are facts. If you know where to look, you can find that. You ain't gonna find it on Google. I can guarantee you that. I'm gonna give you a good example of that in just a few minutes. Damn sure am. All right. Let me go into my next prediction. What was that, 2 or 3?
That was 2.
Anyway, the next one's pretty easy. We all see it coming. It's coming just sure as I'm sitting here. There's 130 nations already going to digital currency in the world, and they're doing that to try to crush the dollar. So guess what's going to happen next year? U.S. banks will go to digital currency. It won't be solely digital currency. You'll still have cash in your hand. It'll still be good. But they're going to float this out there to get it going. They're already doing it in Europe with Euro. A lot of people don't realize that. But they've already got it going over there. And it will be instituted in the United States in 2024. It's that simple. What was that? The truth is inconvenient for global reset. Absolutely. That's why they don't want the orange man to be the president of the United States again, because he'll stop it here. They have to do everything they can to stop him. But the global currency, the global economy there's 130 nations already on board with digital currency. They're getting ready to institute it. And you know how many nations there are in the world? 195. So the majority of the world is going to digital currency. How long do you think it's going to take before the United States gets on board? Not long. Like I said, they're going to roll it out and say, okay, this is an option. You can use this instead of cash. And a lot of people are going to go for it. Not me. I mean, basically, aren't we already using digital currency? I can't remember the last time I paid cash for something. Grocery store, or whatever. Everywhere I went, everywhere I go, the gun range, the gun store, anywhere, I use that card. Unless I'm buying a firearm. Then I pay cash for that. Because I know they're trying to monitor that through a lot of these credit-based or digital banking systems with your debit card, your credit card, whatever. They're already monitoring that. So I don't buy firearms with my card. I always use cash for that. You need to remember that. But once they get control of the currency with the digital currency, they have control of us. It's that simple. They can control what you buy, when you buy it, how much of it you buy, everything. They can do that. And that's coming. They're going to kick it off next year. Another thing they're going to do really hard, thanks to Susan Collins here, she's already got the ball rolling up there, and she's one of the favorite rhinos in the Senate, is they're going to go full steam on gun control. They have to. Because as long as we have control of as many weapons as we do as free citizens, they can't control us. So they're going to go full force on it. They're already doing it. You see it every week. You hear from somewhere they've instituted this gun control law or that gun control law, and it goes through the process, and it's pretty much always shot down in the Supreme Court. But that's not going to stop them from trying. They're going to go full steam with that, and they pretty much have to if they want to try to take control the way they want to by the year 2030. Ain't going to work, guys. You can't let them do it. You can't let them do it. And this right here is a shame. The Gun Owners of America issued a warning this week that the Biden administration is going full throttle against veterans, trying to disarm veterans here in the United States, because the last people they want to face when they try to take control is well-trained people with the ability and the tools to protect themselves and protect freedom. So they're going all out against American veterans. Every time a veteran or any veteran that was prescribed some kind of medication for PTSD or whatever during their service or after their service, they're telling them, nope, you fall under the red flag laws. You're in danger. You have psychological problems, so you can't own a gun anymore. That's what this administration is doing. They're going after them all out. So they're going to come after us. They're trying to do it state by state. Thank goodness I live in a state where that don't stick very well. You know, we got some gun regulations here that I don't approve of. But basically, we're still pretty free here to, you know, carry what we need to carry to defend ourselves. So watch out for it in your state. I know the federal government, excuse me, guys. I know the federal government was pushing millions and millions of dollars to states. They're still doing it to enact red flag laws. But a lot of states, like this one right here, thank God my governor told them, no, I don't need that money. To enact red flag laws, we already have them here, but they were trying to make them even more restrictive. And, you know, the governor here said, nope, we're doing fine without you. You can take that money and go somewhere else with it. But watch what's going on in your state. If they're trying to push it there, call your governor, call your state legislatures, you know, call your federal representatives and let them know that you ain't on board with it, because they're going to come at us big time next year. They have to. That's another thing that'll keep us separated. Now, I'm getting down to the last two, and these are the two big ones, guys. I don't know if you guys saw a CBS reporter, excuse me, commentator on Face the Nation this week. And this is what she said. Watch this.
Or may be the year of a black swan event. This is a national security event with high impact that's very hard to predict. There are a number of concerns that I have that factor into that. Not only this sort of enduring heightened threat level that we're facing, the wars in Israel, also Ukraine. And we're so divided in this country in ways that we haven't seen before. And I think that just creates fertile ground for our adversaries like North Korea, China, and Iran. Concerns me.
There it is. That's a liberal. That's a liberal telling you that our country is prime for a black swan event. Now, how many of you know what a black swan event is? When I was doing this, when I was putting together the information for this little live stream, you know, I go online, I get these graphics so I can show you guys. And I was going to post one that shows that shows you what a black swan event is right here. This is what I come up with. Everywhere I went, this was the definition that it showed. An unpredictable event that's beyond what is normally expected of a situation and has potentially severe consequences. That's not what a black swan event actually is. A black swan event is an event that is created for propaganda reasons by some political party or political entity that has a major impact on a nation. That's what a black swan event used to be. Not anymore. Now it's just something that's unexpected. Blah, blah, blah. Well, hell, anything can happen unexpected. That's not a black swan event. A black swan event is something that is done on purpose to create chaos within a populace. That's what a black swan event is. And there's one coming. I don't know if it's next year. Probably will be. Next year would be a good year for it with everything we're going to have going on, especially in an election year. That would create chaos that would again keep us separated and put us in fear and make us try to depend on the federal government. But you need to be ready for it, guys. And one thing I think that it possibly could be, has been predicted by many people, is a cyber attack. Imagine what would happen if you wake up one day, your phones don't work, your computer don't work, your TV don't work. You know, that would be the perfect event to throw people in chaos. And I truly do believe there will be a cyber attack within the United States, a major cyber attack within the United States in 2024. I think that would be the black swan event that they know would work. It would have the most impact. It would affect the most people. And it would be easier to control people after a black swan event. That's a cyber attack. That's my next prediction. That's it. All right. Don't know if you agree or not. Yeah, I don't trust Wikipedia. I went to Wikipedia. I looked it up. I don't trust Wikipedia for crap. Let me put it that way. Don't ever go to Wikipedia and look for the truth. Okay? It's just not there. Find you an old dictionary somewhere, one printed maybe, pre-1990 or pre-2000, and then look up things like that in that book. You're just not going to find the truth out there anymore. It's that simple. I think half the cyber attacks happening are from the government testing the waters and getting people complacent. You might be right. There's a lot of cyber attacks that happen every day. You just don't hear about them because they don't want you to hear about them. But if you do, it's on a local scale. It's in, like Montana maybe, or Ohio. There might be a utility that goes out because they got hacked or whatever. But you're right. That might be what it is. They might be testing the waters and they might be getting us ready. But for my last one, here's the big one, guys. That's pretty big. We have a cyber attack, a major cyber attack in the United States. That's pretty big. But this one.
Can you back up a second, Pauline? You're telling me Pauline Parker said, do you think the new administration will stop all of that?
There it is right there.
The black swan and different kinds of things.
If there is a new administration, I don't think they can let Donald Trump win this election coming up, guys. It don't matter what it takes. They're not going to let him be elected. There you go. There's another prediction that I didn't have on my little schedule here. I don't think he's going to be elected. I know they can't let him be elected if they want things to go on the timeline they're already working on, because he would sure throw a monkey wrench in the works.
Oh boy. Jessica said there's been water plant treatment facilities that have been hit in the last couple of weeks.
Yep. You see that occasionally. Every now and then you'll see where a water treatment plant has been taken offline. It's happening more and more and more, but you don't see it a lot in the mainstream media. If you do, it's like I said, it's local. You'll see it on your local news channel. It's not anything national because they don't want it to get out there. It's that simple. Ralph, you don't shoot your eye out. I watched that on Christmas Eve and loved every minute of it. Dems will rig any election. That's right. And they know how to do it. They did it last time. They'll do it again. It's that simple. X is with us. My buddy. They can't stop them because they don't want to. That might be true. We never know. The orange man might be in lockstep with the globalist. So, you just got to get ready, guy. I'm just telling you what I think is going to happen in the next year. And none of it's good. So get ready for it. Hopefully I'm wrong. I promise you this. 1 year from now, we're going to go back and review this video and see if I was right or wrong. Promise you. Even if I was wrong on every one of them, we're going to do that. That'll be fun. Here's the biggie. U.S. troops are deployed to European countries as tensions rise. The United States will get into a full-scale war somewhere in the world in 2024. I don't know if it'll be in Eastern Europe with Ukraine or if it'll be in the Middle East with Israel, but it is going to happen. Already since October 7th and the invasion of Israel by Hamas, we have seen the biggest movement of personnel and equipment since World War II. And they're not putting all that stuff over there for nothing, guys. They sure ain't doing it for nothing. They got them over there for a reason, and they're going to make sure that those people are used, that equipment is used for what it's there for. It's that simple. But here's the biggest part of that. If it is in Eastern Europe, if it is with NATO forces go against Russia, Russia will pop off a nuke. You might not hear about it right off the bat. They're going to try to cover it up. It'll just be a tactical nuke. You know, it'll only take out 10 or 15 square miles of some city somewhere. And they're going to try to hide that from us. But it will get out that it happened. Now, I'm not saying that will happen next year, but I'm saying we will go to war next year, 2024. The United States will be in a full-throated war somewhere in the world. Might be Taiwan. Like I said, it could be the Middle East with Israel. Probably, I'm thinking Ukraine, because they have to cover up all the crimes committed by Joe Biden over there. So if, little Zelensky says, okay, I'm going to rat your ass out if you don't give me what I need over here, and I need some people, guess what? They're going to send him some people. But we'll see. That's just what I think. I might be wrong. Hopefully I am. I hope everything I said here that I think is going to happen, I hope none of it happens. But like I said, 1 year from this week, before it turns 2025, we'll review this and see how right or how wrong I was. Hopefully you'll still be with me. I appreciate every one of you being here.
Lori's concerned you're not touching your apple juice tonight.
Oh, sorry, Lori. Here you go. That's for you. That's for you, baby.
Not Lori. I take that back. Linda. That was Linda.
Oh, sorry, Linda.
Lori just popped on. I saw her name at the same time.
All right.
Yeah.
Civil war is a sure thing. Sure to come after a rigged election. I think you're right. I think it's going to be so obvious that election's rigged. No matter who wins, no matter which side of the ball you fall on, there's going to be problems, and it might lead to that. Like I said, you got these individual states taking candidates off those ballots, and then things don't fall the way people want it to be. It could very easily lead to something like that. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to bring this one up next year too. See if you're right, X. You might be right. I hope not. But if you are, guess who's ready? We'll see what happens. I'm going to go watch a football game, guy. Love every one of you. Thank you for being here. I truly do. Stay strong. Keep prepping. And pray for the United States of America. Because we sure need it, guys. With that, the Orlando Prepper is out.